It's the championship match, Golden T-Mobile the League, Season 2 Gold Division. Are you ready? Hello everyone, I'm Chad Schrump and welcome to Golden T-Mobile the League, the championship match featuring two titans of this game, Nebraskaball, Ben Garday, Xjaym, Brian Davis, two world championship qualifiers battling it out for the championship of the Gold Division. Now we will have this battle on Elkhorn Ridge. We're going to start with the front nine. Hole number one promises to be fireworks. Both of these players are probably the two hottest players in all of Golden Tee. So we shall see how it goes. We're going to start off on elk number one. This hole is set up for a stinger possibility, although if you look at the pin, it is barely off the fringe, so that's going to be a really difficult shot right off the bat. The players, when they do this stinger, are going to have to try to carry the weight just perfectly, get it over the fringe, one or two hop into the hole, and this is no treat. So let's see what Garday does, one of the best chippers in the game. He's going to throw this 3-iron, and it's short, but it does come up. Davis with a chipper. I like it. And he leaves it short. He only hit that 85%, needed more, and he is in trouble here off the bat. Goes with the flop wedge, and he's short. Unbelievable. So Nebraskaball will jump out early to a one-stroke lead by birdieing hole number one. A birdie takes the first hole by a stroke. And we will go to hole number two, which is set up for GSPs. Golden T-Mobile, the league championship match. Garday teeing off on number two. We'll try to hit this thing right on the green and let it run to the right. And that thing is a little bit deep. You can't be too short here because of the treacherous water on the right, and you're basically carrying it over the water. So you've got to make sure you get it just far enough. Xjaym is very careful there. Gets it over the water, uses a little bit of backspin. He is not going to take a chance of losing another stroke right out of the chute. So he's back on track. He is now 2 under par. Garday 3 under par with a one-stroke lead here on the par 3. And this pin is not very nice either. But Ben is going to try to hit a javelin here with not much room to navigate. And that will bounce back into the water. I don't understand the shot. It's a very risky shot, but I would rather go behind the pin and bring it back. You bring water into play here. Look at that. It's short, kick straight back, water. Brian will go with what I think is a much safer play, get behind the hole and bring that super backspin to the cup. Let's get your birdie and get out of town. Sometimes you just got to take your birdie, and Garday will miss the chip, and he is going to drop a stroke. 2 strokes to the Davis birdie, and this is a shit show right off the bat. Xjaym 3 under par after 3, and Garday is 2 under par after 3. So 1-stroke lead now for Brian, who I'm sure is shocked that he has a lead after his misstep on number 1. So Brian's going to go to the left side of the fairway here. There's 2 plays. Brian will hit a Maniacs. This will go almost in the water. And Garday goes the way I've gone 99.9% of the time I played this hole. Hit it way down the right side of the fairway and see what you got coming in. So Brian will hit a Ranger off that rough. It's going to kick a little bit to the right. It's a left-hand slope, and that ball is fine. He is going to be fine. Nebraskaball will bend this thing around the mountain. Nice and safe. Doesn't hit anything. It's going to be a little deep. He should have a putt with a Ranger here, and he does. And that is an eagle. So maybe we're back on track after the early nerves, perhaps. Both players probably got done with hole number 3 and thought, what in the hell am I doing? I need to calm down. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd poured a cocktail, quite frankly. So here's Davis. He is going to have a 3-wood. Let this thing float up onto the green and let it come all the way to the cup. Let's see if he weighs it correctly. And he does. That's a nice one. Is it too? Yeah, it's out of great shot point range, but not bad at all. Here is Nebraskaball. This thing will hit the green, and it's going to run. Does it have enough? And no, it does not either. So both players, nice shots, just no great shot points. But look where the pin was. I mean, 5-10 more feet behind the cup, and you are in disaster land. So very understood why the players did what they did. Live to see another day. And now here is Xjaym on a par 3. He's going to hit a 5-wood sniper and see if he can get this wind just right. The 11-mile-an-hour wind will push it. It does, and he's short. Great shot points. No, we got him. So he's in range. 7,000 points. We have our first points of this contest. And I don't have to tell you, both these players get a lot of great shot points, especially Brian, one of the best in the game at this. Now, Nebraskaball going a different route. He is going to use a javelin and let it roll down this green. My goodness. What a shot. My God, was that thing close. Let's watch this again. This thing is almost disaster, but it's not. It's a hell of a shot. It's a heck of a shot. But look at that. That thing is a foot short, and we're talking potentially a par or bogey again for Ben, but we're not. He birdies, and he gets 20,000 great shot points, and he now has a great shot point lead, and he's down 1 stroke to Brian Davis. So Xjaym will hit a Maniacs as far as he can on this hole. This is a tough par 5 if the wind is in your face. So let's see what Brian does here. This thing will hit the green, and it usually kicks to the right, but this thing will settle, and he'll be absolutely fine from there. Ben will do the same thing, hit a Maniacs with the 320 driver, both players using the insider clubs. You get a little more distance, a little more height on your shot with these clubs than you would with the Pyros. Brian with 310 will hit a Maniacs. This thing needs to get up, and it does not. So he's going to have a chip, very makeable, but he wanted to be on the green there, obviously, with the Maniacs. Ben will shoot with a javelin driver, and it's also short. It's a tough hole. It is an absolutely bare with this kind of a wind. Day sinks the chip. Very clutch. Brian, I expect to make the same, and he does. So 2 eagles. Both players did what they had to do, got it as close to the green as humanly possible under those circumstances. Now, this is the hole that gets tricky. This is a 9-wood, but you've got to cut some distance off of it. Brian will hit this 9-wood 87%, clears the mountain with a javelin. It's going to run towards the cup, hops to the left, but a heck of a shot. That's going to be an easy eagle. Now Ben will try the same. It clears easily, and he's going to be a little bit short. So 2 eagles here for the players as they approach hole number 9, the par 3 that can play very, very short. You've got to club down on this hole because you are so elevated. Brian's going to hit a 4-wood into a 9-mile-an-hour wind with an Orbits and hope that thing can rocket back just a little bit. It's not going to get a ton of backspin, but it will come back some. Almost plays like a sniper. 1 big hop, comes up a little bit, and it stops safely in place. He'll have a birdie. Now this is a sniper, a 1-iron, and it's got a decent line to it, a little bit left. Distance absolutely beautiful by Ben, and there'll be 2 birdies here. Brian trains his putt. Ben will do the same, and we will go into the back 9 momentarily with Brian, a 1-stroke lead over Ben. Xjaym over Nebraskaball. We'll be back in a second with it. Here we are talking about the Gold Division 3rd place game. Whammy and Calzone, also 2 of the hottest players in Golden T-Mobile, had a squared-off match to get the bragging rights for 3rd place. Here are a few of the shots. Calzone with a stinger on number 1. Kind of funny, both matches were played on Elk. The random optimizer decided Elk was in play for Golden T-Mobile, the league. So the front 9, the players were only separated by that 1 chip by Calzone. 15 under to 14 under, they went into the back 9, and it was a delightful match. Here is Calzone with a mistake. I do know what he did here. He told me what he did here. He left this thing short, and it opened the door for Whammy, who was down 1 stroke at the time, and also 33,000 great shot points. So Whammy, an opportunity to get that stroke back, and try to dig away at some of the great shot points down the road. And he does clear the evergreens and feeds it down where he will make that putt. And he did gain a stroke back up on Calzone. They go into 17. Whammy's still down 33 great shot, 33,000 GSPs. And look at this shot. Takes this thing in right above the hole, knows the javelin is going to come back. I believe he gets 7,000 or 8,000 great shot points on this one. 6,600 brings that deficit down to about 26,500 great shot points. He needs a miracle. 26,695 points, and look at this. Almost makes it on the fly, comes back to the cup. He needs 26,600, and he gets 25,500. Calzone with the third place consolation match win, 54,000 great shot points to 53,000. Hell of a match between two of the very best players and two really good friends. So we want to talk about a few other things before we get going into this back nine. Congratulations to the Silver League playoff winners, Mr. Bond, Miko, Schrump, Shankopotamus. They will be moving to the Gold Division next season, which starts very soon. If you haven't signed up, let's get that done. Contact Commissioner Josh Simmons and Chad Schrump. What a handsome man. Bronze League playoff winners, they will be moving up. Chuck P., Sofa King Good or So-Facking Good. I don't know which one. Dirtbag and Old Limey. They will be moving up as well. Somebody get back to me on that Sofa King Good or So-Facking Good. I don't know which way it is. It could read both. You ever thought about that? Purple Division 1 winners, Jabberwocky, Slowy, Golfnado, and 3. And then Purple 2 League playoff winners, they will also be moving up, if we get to that momentarily. Oh, Henry, my good friend Ryan Sparks, Jiggy J-Rod, Go for Broke, and my friend Chubby Cox, Matthew Hansen. Those players did very well in the playoffs, and they also moved up. So, really good job. A great season 2. Everyone had a really good time. And we look forward to season 3. Again, that's coming up shortly, November 2nd. Contact Josh Simmons to sign up. It is a really good time. Now, one of the things that people didn't like about Golden T-Mobile last season, the league, was the data entry. It was a pain. Sometimes you would win your match and think, damn, I don't want to input these scores. There were times when I lost my match and I thought, well, the bright side is I don't have to input scores, and I'm serious. But there's a solution. Thanks to Joel Wilburn, also John Noble, Incredible Technologies. Look at this. You go to your league friend match history. You go to your friend match history. You see the course down there, Rocky Hollow. You click it 3 times. It automatically submits. Let's show you again. We're going to find this. This is teal. Take your icon, click it 3 times on teal, and look what it says. Your results have been submitted. How much easier do we have to make it for you? Do we go to your house and play the Golden T-Mobile game for you as well, or is this good enough? But I think it's pretty good, and I think it's going to make it a lot better next season for all the players. Play your match, hit that button 3 times, and let's giddy up and go. Now we're back to the back 9. Elk, Horn, Ridge, back 9 for all the marbles. We are 1 stroke lead for Xjaym over Nebraskaball. This is hole number 10. This is set up halfway decent for once. So a 10-mile-an-hour wind pushing these players, they will reach the fairway with no problem, as Brian did. Ben's going to do the same thing, takes his driver out, and he hits a Maniacs way up on the fairway. So both players will have an incredibly nice look at this par 5 green and look for great shot points out of, if not both, at least one player. Ben will take a little bit off of this club and throws it in there. Is that close enough? It is not. Brian will try the same thing. He's going to take a lot off of this 9-wood, and he hits almost the exact same shot. That was a tough pin. You had to try to get that thing to land perfectly in order to get the right kind of a kick and release from that javelin, because that javelin will stop pretty quickly. It doesn't get that big-time rollout if you hit just say a regular white ball. Here is a hole, number 11, that players play either way down in this fairway on the bottom, or they leave it up high on the shelf. I go down to the bottom. It's just the shot I'm familiar with, but it's not easy. You've got to hit the really good second shot from there, and awesome. So we're going to see two different examples. If you play at home, you're the Golden Tee Mobile guy, and you're not sure which way you like to do it, here's two opportunities to see. So Nebraskaball will try a 6-wood sniper. He's got a little bit of wind pushing. It's going to take a little bit off this club and hits a fantastic shot, a little deep, no great shot points, but really nice. Brian will hit a javelin 8-iron, and you've got to get it up there. It's not going to carry as far as you think because that green is so elevated and you are so down below. Really nice shot by Brian. 8,000 great shot points. Cuts into Ben's great shot point lead, although Brian does still have a one-stroke advantage here in the championship match of the Gold Division, Season 2, Golden Tee Mobile, the league. We are really proud to present this to you. What a job by Matt Calderon on this video editing. Good job by our commissioner. We'll thank everyone later, Josh Simmons. But man, what a season it's been. What a production. Joel Wilborn, our counselors, Mark Duchesne, and also the one and only Whammy. Just had a really good time with this. Here is Brian with a heck of a shot. I don't know how that didn't get points. Nebraskaball will throw in a 2-iron javelin. Does that release enough? And it does not release enough for great shot points, but it is a birdie. Really good ball by Ben, and we will move on to hole number 13, which is a par 5. This thing has a fairway on the right side of the mountain, and you've got to make sure you hit this so you have a really nice look into the green from an elevated perch. The players will have to hit their second shots, take a little bit off the shot because they usually go maybe 5% farther than what you would want them to go, so you need to take a little bit off that club because, again, you're in an elevated position going down into this green. So both players hit the shelf, no problem. They will hit this fairway. I would imagine they'll take a javelin ball. Ben hits this 93% 3-wood javelin, and it takes a really good kick, hops over the cup. What a shot by Ben. Let's see what Brian's got in store. Brian will hit a 4-wood javelin. Expect it to do the same thing. Big hop, rolls to the right, and it is out of great shot point range. So a couple of eagles. This match is tight. The players started off, quite frankly, very poorly, and they have really tightened things up. They're playing really well at this point. Still not a lot of great shot points, but they are playing very well, making birdies, making eagles. Brian will throw this to the back of the fairway, and this is a tough green typically, but again, right now the pin is in an ideal location. When that pin is in that top right shelf, it's a tough shot, but I don't think the players are going to have a hard time with this one. Quite frankly, I think you will see them attack. I think Brian will probably try to hit some type of a backspin shot, and Ben, knowing him, will hit a javelin, and Brian does too. Brian's not going to mess with it, and he will throw a javelin in, cut that wind out, and he will have a birdie. That was very safe for Brian. Quite frankly, that was not nearly as good as I thought, and Ben's going to go for a home run. He tried the sniper. He tried the sniper stinger, which is a hell of a shot, but that one did not work out. He has got to make this chip, and he does not. He is now 2 strokes behind Brian. That was unexpected. It's a good shot, and I've seen it go, but in that situation, man, that's a tough shot. If you're going to miss it, you've got to make sure you miss that thing long. You cannot be short, or the only problem is sand where you've got a tough chip, and Brian has made a huge mistake here. This is a huge mistake. The door is back open for Ben. He gets it around the evergreens. This thing should kick hard, and he is going to have a putt. Nebraskaball will go for an eagle and has a chance to right the ship. Brian will throw a javelin in there, a nice recovery shot, and he about made it. That would have been a hell of an eagle. Good shot by Brian. Ben will go for an eagle putt, and he drains it. Brian will make his birdie, and we are nestled back up to a one-stroke lead, 21 under for Xjaym, 20 under for Nebraskaball. And here we go, hole number 16. We are coming close to this ending. This is a 9-wood. You want to land it way up top. You'll have a beautiful look into the green. Nebraskaball puts this up perfectly, cuts out all the wind. He'll have a very nice look at this par 5. Brian does the same, hits a 9-wood, drifts to the right a little bit, and that's not an ideal spot, is it? Yes, it is. He'll have a nice straight shot with a javelin. This thing hops up, and oh my God, how did that not go in? How did that not go in? That's what Brian's saying right now. How did that not go in? The math was perfect. He hit it perfectly. Look at this beautiful ball. 1 hop, 2 hops. Wow, what a shot by Brian. He gets some great shot points on that, but man, I don't know how he didn't get that stroke. Nebraskaball will be left. He will be long, but he will have an eagle putt. So they will move to hole number 17. And quite frankly, I'm rooting for the hole to win. I want a tough hole 17. I want a tough hole 17. Come on, 17. Let's be tough. Please be tough. Ooh, it's not easy, but that's really not that hard. So let's see what happens. 5-iron for Nebraskaball. He's going to try to hit it a little bit deep. Very similar to what you saw Tony Johnson do in the highlights of the consolation match, and just let that thing come down a little bit. Very nice shot by Nebraskaball. I would expect Brian to do almost the same thing. Brian's saying I'm not taking too many chances. I'm not going to hit the 5, get it too high in the air. I'll hit the 4. Whew. And that's a nice shot by Brian. He took a lot off of that 4, but it doesn't get quite as high in the air for the wind to do anything with it. So really good shot by both players. We will go to 18. This thing is 1-stroke advantage for Davis. Nebraskaball's got to make something happen. It's a pretty good look. He's going to go with a high loft driver. This thing will probably land right behind the hole, and he's got to hope that it goes in. I don't think Brian could mess this hole up. This thing is a little bit short. It just didn't have enough. So that's going to be an eagle. As long as Brian gets this thing on the green, I think he's going to be your Gold Division champion. Here's the shot. It almost went short. Same kind of shot. Fades back a little bit, but it gets the job done. The putt is in. Brian Davis is your Gold Division Season 2 Golden T-Mobile, the league champion. What a match. Brian parred hole number 1, but figured out a way forward and wins by 1, had great shot points, and also had a 1-stroke lead. Congratulations, Brian. Just shot an 18 under this week and is also the Gold Division champion. Nebraskaball, don't hang your head. You played a hell of a match. You are going to the World Championship whenever they play in the future, as long as this COVID decides to go away at some point. And Brian Davis, man, your hot streak continues. Really proud of you. Great job. Gold League playoff winners, Xjaym, Nebraskaball 2nd place, Calzone 3rd place, and Whammy, 1,000 great shot points out of 3rd place, finishes in 4th. So Golden T-Mobile, the league. Again, we will show you some of the highlights of the match. Nebraskaball throws this thing in, almost water, but he makes it, almost gets in the hole. Great shot points. Awesome shot. Xjaym GSP's here with an 8-iron javelin, I remember. Almost makes it a little bit to the right, but that's a really nice one. And here is one that just stuck. I still don't understand how this ball didn't go in, but he just stuck this thing right up by the cup. Kick in, eagle, and he was on his way to a championship. So congratulations, Xjaym. Congratulations, Brian. Josh Simmons, thank you for everything. Our commissioner, Matt Calderon, already told you the editing is unbelievable. Joel, great job with our technology. In the league council, Tony Johnson, Mark Duchesne. Thank you very much to Andy Coleman and John Noble of Incredible Technologies. They help us so much. Andy with all the audio, technical stuff with me, because quite frankly, I'm a disaster. And John Noble helps with Joel and gets it done. So congratulations to everyone. This has been Golden T-Mobile, the league.